Advertise smarter with Targetable.
All right, everybody, welcome to the webinar. I'm super excited you are here. Let's share this screen. Let's get going. Organic, promoted, and paid. We are going to have some good times today. We got a lot going on. I'm super excited. Thank you for being here. Let's make sure that everything is rocking on the Zoom. Okay, we need that off the screen. Thank you for restarting and rejoining with me here. And let me know if you can hear me. What's up, Harris? How are you? I see that you're in the webinar today. I'm super excited. We're going to have a great time. So let me know that you can hear me. Just pop over into the chat and say, Rev, I can hear you. What's up, Ralph? Good to hear you, see you. I want to make sure that you can hear me. Please go into the chat and let me know where you are dialing in from so that I know that you can hear me. That's super important. If you can't hear me, we got a big problem. So what's up, Harris? How are you? You're joining from where? You're in Brooklyn, Queens, somewhere in Manhattan, maybe? I'm glad you're here. Who else is here? Say hi. I want to know where you're calling in from. Really amped for today's webinar. Did a lot of great work on putting this one together. We've done this one before, and we thought, you know what, the material in there was really good. It needs a little bit of updating. So me and the Targetable crew went and sort of redid all of this. So I'm super excited. What's up, Justin? How are you? Want to make sure you can hear me. Please pop over into the chat and say, yes, Rev, I can hear you. Or you can talk about my sweet Hawaiian shirt with Surfing Santa here. A bunch of my friends said, hey, we should have like a party as soon as COVID ends and we should all wear Hawaiian shirts. And I was like, where have you guys been? I've been rocking Hawaiian shirts since July. I'm trying to make all these Zoom calls. So glad you can hear me, Justin. Great. Thank you. Ralph, what's up? Brooklyn, New York in the house. How are you? Where have you eaten a bagel today? That's what I want to know. What's up, Fabiana? How are you? Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you for being on time. I love people that are super early for these things. We're having a great time today. I have a super killer presentation. We have a whole lot of information to go through. It's going to be really great. So again, let me know where you're dialing in from. What's up, Shane? Hey, buddy, I know where you're dialing in from. I love that you use all caps. So we'll get started here in a second. And I do all of these things. I always start with a spin. So here comes your spin. Kind of look through the mid layer. Okay, and we always have some bubbles. Here's my bubbles today. We're rocking the Topo Chico. You guys down with the Topo Chico? Some great mineral water from Mexico. It's a little bit salty. Bubbles feel big. I'm into it. That has some tastiness. All right, who is ready? You guys ready? I'm ready. I'm going to ask lots of rhetorical questions throughout this thing. So expect me several times to be saying, what's up, what's up? What I want you to do is when I ask those questions, you can just pop into the chat and you can say something and you can join. And hey, what's up, Sarah? How are you? Shane's in here too. You can pop into the chat when I say, ask your yes or no question. Just be like, yes, I'm into it. Totally. I appreciate that. But I want these things interactive. I want you to learn. I want you talking. I want you to know what's going on. So let's rip into this. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation, Organic, Promoted, or Paid, Becoming Massively Effective with Facebook and Instagram. I want to give a quick shout out to my team at Branded Strategic for helping to promote this webinar, and also some of my friends at Driscoll Foods, which might be how you found out about this to begin with. Now, lastly, let's give some big props to Targetable for making this webinar happen. I'm grateful that they could connect us together here. At the end of today's presentation, you will know which content to use and how to use it on Facebook and Instagram if you want to acquire and retain more guests, okay? Now, we are gonna have a full Q&A at the end, and I will be super excited to answer every single question that I can. So if you have a question throughout this, something comes to you that you wanna learn more, go into the Q&A, not the chat, please. Ask the question in the Q&A. We'll get to them in the end. I absolutely promise we'll do that, okay? Now, if you stay around to the end, I have a special gift for you that's free, and I guarantee will help your business. It'll help change some stuff. So stay to the end for Q&A and get that special gift, okay? Cool. Now, by the end of this presentation, you are going to learn what are the best ways of reaching local customers, super important. You're going to learn a strategy to maximize your effectiveness, and you're also going to get access to what I call the easy button for local awareness. Doesn't easy button sound good? It does, right? Let's dial this up a little bit here, okay? Now, I'm going to show you all of the hurdles, and I'm going to show you how to get around them, okay? You will know which content to use and how to use it on Facebook and Instagram if you want to acquire and retain more guests. So that's the goals we're going after today. Hi, If you don't know me, my name is Rev Ciancio. I'm a hospitality marketing consultant, and I help restaurants raise awareness, acquire, and retain customers through three things: digital marketing, social media, and the use of incredible software. Now, I have more than 20 years experience in doing this, in doing branding and digital marketing and hospitality, and I've worked with literally hundreds of restaurants to help them attract and retain more customers. A lot of people know me as a restaurant and hospitality marketing influencer, and that's because I run a couple of Instagram accounts with more than 650,000 followers total. I also used to own a bar in New York City, so I know exactly how hard it is to market and brand a location-based business. But today, we are here to talk about which content to use and how to use it on Facebook and Instagram if you want to acquire and retain more guests. Okay, just a little bit more about me. I co-host a podcast with inspirational thought leader and mindset coach John Shaw. He's my coach. Restaurant Executive Mastery, that's the name of it. It's a podcast where you get to hear how top restaurant executives and founders bring like really transformational changes to their business. Okay. If you want to check it out, I give you permission to leave the Zoom for just a half a second, rev.give/podcast, and you can just go subscribe there, or you can look there. But the show was created to help restaurant executives like literally master their mindset and find inspirational ways to change their business from the top to the bottom. We give like really tactical solutions and examples that can help move your needle. Again, the podcast is called Restaurant Executive Mastery. I put a link right there on the screen, rev.give/podcast, so it's easy for you to get to, so you can check that out later. Okay, let's get into this. Let's talk about some pain point. Let's talk about content and goals, okay? Are you sharing content for a reason, or are you doing it because you think it's important but don't actually know why? I mean, you can just admit this. Is that you? Are you like, yeah, well, Instagram's important, but I kind of don't know why I'm doing it, or I don't have a reason, or like, well, I guess it attracts local guests. You just haven't figured that out, right? Lots of people fall into that latter bucket. Okay. It makes sense, right? They don't give you a guide when you sign up to Instagram. So you just have to like go and try and figure it out. Cause like, there's no guide, there's people like me and whatnot. So you end up like feeling this pain, right? You're starting to think it's hard to get local followers, right? It's like a slog. I never know what to post next, and I don't know when to promote my ads. And I don't even know when to do ads. And honestly, ads, the manager is really hard. So like a lot of people don't get into it. Is this you? Do you feel these pain? I know you do. Again, I ask lots of questions like this, and you're welcome to pop into the chat and tell me, yes, you do. No, you don't. But I think this is everybody. I think that Instagram, it's incredible, but it brings up a lot of pain. Okay. I get it. It's a lot of work, and it leaves you desiring more, and you wish you just knew how to use it to get more business. Okay. So here's the thing. I have some secrets. Okay. I have 3 secrets. Number 1, know your goals. If you know your goals, you'll know what to promote. Okay. I'm going to show you how to know your goals. Okay. I have another secret. Know your audience. Okay. If you know your audience, and then you'll know which content to use. I'm going to show you how to match your audience to your content. Okay. So I'm going to show you that secret. And the last secret, I talked about this. There is an easy button for Ads Manager. Okay. You will use it, and it will get you followers. So by the end of this presentation, you're going to know these 3 secrets, and you're going to be ready to go. Okay. So here it is. Okay. Here's how this webinar is going to work. We're going to talk about 5 ways that you can use Facebook and Instagram to maximize your reach to a local community, because that is what matters, local reach. Okay. The question is, how do you reach people who would be interested in your food, but also live near or work near your business? We're going to get into the weeds in that in this webinar. And you've got a couple ways that you can go at this, right? You can post organically. You can do a promoted post. You can use Ads Manager. You can use an agency, or you can use software. Okay. We've got a bunch of ways, and we're going to take a look at the pros and cons of each one of these things. Okay. So before we get into that, I want to do a quick poll. Okay. So please help me participate in this poll. I want to know, which one of these are you using? Okay. Are you sharing organic content to Facebook and Instagram? Meaning like, are you opening up Instagram, putting up photos and videos and talking about your menu and online ordering? Are you promoting your posts? Are you going and spending, a couple of bucks here, a couple of bucks there to actually promote the posts, right? Are you actually creating your own ads with Facebook Ads Manager? Are you managing your own ads? Are you logging in and creating those ads? I want to know. Are you using an agency for social media management? Okay, a lot of people are. Some of the people on here, I know for the fact that you have outsourced your agency to do your social media management, meaning, responding to customers and putting content up there. Are you using an agency? for ads management? Do you know how important ads are? And you're like, look, I'm just going to outsource this. Look, my life motto is be awesome at 2 things and outsource everything else. So if you're using an agency, that's great. Or do none of the above apply to you? Okay. Which ones apply to you? Again, are you sharing your own content, right? Are you promoting posts? Are you creating your own ads? Are you using an agency for social media management? Are you using an agency for ads management? Or none of the above? I'm going to give you guys all just one more second here because we have almost every single person voting here. And when I do these polls, I always wonder, like, who's the person that doesn't vote? It's not like I'm asking you to sign over your last 4 digits of your credit card. All right, surprise, surprise. 90% of you said that you are sharing organic content to Facebook and Instagram. That makes sense to me. So, we'll just do this. Boom. Okay. 90% of you said that you are sharing organic. So you're doing number 1. 44%, that's about half, do some promotion to your posts. 33, that's 1 out of 3 of you are actually creating your own ads. Good for you. Nobody here has admitted to using an agency for social media management. That's great. And 10% of you have said that you are using an agency for ads management. What I'm happy about is that nobody said none of the above. So I'm grateful that you guys are here. I'm grateful that you're here to learn. So let's just rip right into this. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Boom. Now, okay, we're going to start with organic social media. Now, this refers to the free content, the posts, the photos, the video, the memes, the stories, all that stuff that users, right, including businesses and brands, share with each other on their Facebook and Instagram pages, right? You're probably doing this a couple of times a day or a couple of times a week, right? So what are the pros of posting organically? Okay, basically, it's good because it's free, right? You can share your business info like your address, your phone number, your hours of operation. You can go and create a community, right? You can build a following. You can share promotions. You can share menu items. You connect with your customers. It's free. I get it, right? That's why we all use it, because it's a great tool. The question is, do you love it? Hey, do you love it? It's fun, but it's really, really hard. It's really, really hard to align your business goals to just posting to Instagram every day, okay? So let's talk about the cons. Let's talk about what isn't so great about it, okay? The cons here is that, like, the real upside doesn't happen though until after you spend a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of effort doing all of these things, right? It takes a long time to build a following. I always like to say the content monster is always hungry, right? It's hard to get an audience other than those who follow you, right? And regardless, Facebook and Instagram, they throttle your reach. You don't even reach everybody that you put out there. So let's say you're a business and you only have 1,000 followers and you're getting like 10 likes a post, right? If you're lucky, you're maybe reaching 10% of those followers. That means for it to be effective and for it to have an impact, you have to have like a big, and I mean like a really big local following. Otherwise, it's like throwing a penny down a well, right? Here's the other thing. Consumers are on social media to connect with friends and family, not check out what your special of the month is, right? Also, when people are in discovery mode, right? When they're online searching for their next meal, they're using discovery apps like Google and Yelp, right? Social media, they don't get to your profile on social media till after they've picked where they've eaten, right? So the thing here is it's not really great for awareness. It's great for community. It's great for retention. So how to use organic? Okay, write this down. Okay, organic social is great, or take a screenshot. It really is, right? It's good for sharing any kind of content, especially about your food, your experience, your staff, your culture, so on, those like everyday things that make up your brand identity. So it's great to share anything, right? And you should keep up with it and you should keep doing it. It's a great way to build and connect with your community. Do it daily if you can, okay? People who follow you on social media, they are your guests, right? You've been given permission to market them. They've had a brand experience and all you need to do is remind them of how much they love you. So post anything you want about your business. Do it every day. The goal is to build community, right? And your audience, when you're writing posts, think about that you're communicating to current customers, not new ones. Make sense? You bob your head to that one. Or you can go to the chat and say, yes, that makes sense, Rev. I'm down. Okay, whatever makes sense to you. Oh, welcome back, Mahmood. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so sorry to have cutting you off. Let's talk promoted. Okay, let's talk about that little blue button. And you can see based on my screenshot here that I've done it. Okay, a promoted post is also known as a boosted post, right? It's a post to your page's timeline, right? That you posted organically that you can then apply money to in order to boost it to an audience of your choosing. This is the simplest way to advertise on Facebook and Instagram. Now, boosted posts differ from Facebook ads because they are not created in an ads manager. However, they're still considered ads. Okay. However, they don't have all of the same customization features, right? You know that little blue button, right? This is what happens when you tap on it. So what are the pros of this? Okay. It's easy to use. It's available on Facebook and Instagram. Okay. You've already created the content. That part's done. You can target age. You can target sex, male, female, or, both or one or the other. You can get some simple geographics and interests, right? It also helpful in growing a following, like getting more followers to your account because you're reaching the audience. Okay. I do use it from time to time and I back using it under the right circumstance. Okay. And yes, that bun is made out of tater tots. I know you were asking, you were thinking, right? That's a double tater tot scenario right there. Okay. Let's talk about the downside. Okay. The cons here, promoted posts are more expensive than Facebook ads. If you're pressing that blue button, you're spending more than if you had done an ad. Okay. There's also limited placements. Okay. There's only so many places you can put that. You can only do it like in feed or whatever, right? There's limited objectives, right? You can do websites and engagement, but you can't do more than that. There's limited targeting. Okay. There's no day or week parting, ads get showed at 3 a.m. or on Friday nights, like when you're already super busy. And the other thing is you can exhaust an audience. So if you keep banging that promotion button on your post, you're going to send it to the same people, right? You're not really going to grow your following after a while. And here's the other thing, you still have to generate the content. Okay. Promoting a post operates in a bubble. Okay. It doesn't help you to iterate your market so that you can double down on what works and stop doing what doesn't. Okay. There's also, and this is a big one, pay attention here. I want to point. Okay. There's also very few signals you can get to know if the content resonated with your target. Okay. You get some likes or whatnot. You're just promoting on a hunch. Okay. You're guessing what is the best thing that you're marketing, not what actually drives clicks or customers. Okay. This is a spray and pray method. You're like kind of guessing what you think is going to work. You don't really know. So I said this is good and there are times to use it, right? So when should you use a promoted post? Now, not all promoted posts are bad. They have a time, they have a place. If you have a really important initiative like an event or a limited time offer or a new store opening, etc., use ads, okay? If you want a little social proof on a high performing content or you're looking for local follower growth, it is okay to plunk down a couple dollars for a few days here and there, okay? Just be sure that you keep your targeting a little bit broad, right? Otherwise, you might post and find that like not many people engage or it costs you a lot. And here's the thing, if you post to organic and that post is bombing and you just wish it did better, that is not a good time to boost, okay? Nobody is resonating with that content. It doesn't matter how important to you is. Just like kiss that one goodbye and move on. If it is really, really important to you, right, run an ad. So what is the content you should do here? You should promote whatever is your top category. What is the thing that over indexes on your organic posts? Those are the ones to boost, okay? How often should you do this? Inoften, to be honest. Only when there's something like really important that makes sense here. The goal would then to be grow your local follower growth because you're kind of boosting it to, people that haven't followed you. You'll get a boost from your followers, but the idea is to reach people like them. Okay. And the audience you want to go after is somebody who likes restaurants. If you put like kimchi, like with something like super specific, it's going to be hard to get those people. But if you're getting restaurants is a much broader category. Most people are only on Instagram an hour a day. That's a lot. But like if you're only running that ad for a day, you might only get me once. You want to have a bigger blanket there. So make sense when you use promoted. You guys got this? We're all good. We're all still tuned in here. Yes, Rev, we're still tuned in. Awesome. I love it. There's a ton of you on this, so I'm super excited. All right, let's see. Let's move on. Yeah, we got Chris and Fabiana and Harris and Jeremiah. What's up? Jody, hi. How are you? Justin, Mahmood, Marcel. There's a whole bunch of you, so I'm super excited. All right, let's move on. Let's talk ads. Yeah, I love ads. Okay. If I asked you right now, are Facebook and Instagram ads important? Chances are you would say yes, right? You would say yes. Okay. There's also likely be some hesitation in your voice because maybe you've tried them and you've learned that they are hard and you don't know what you're doing. And it is really easy to screw up and you're basically throwing money down a hole. Okay. But you probably did see some results and thought they were good. Maybe you just didn't know why or how to use it. Okay. That's because advertising on Facebook and Instagram is awesome and it is powerful. If you write this down, If you want to gain local awareness, use Instagram and Facebook advertising. It is a really affordable way to have your content literally flying around Instagram and popping up in the feeds of people who live or work near your stores and are interested in the type of food that you serve. For no joke, pennies an impression, you can have ads that work to help people discover your restaurant. Okay, super important. So let's quickly go through the pros here. Okay, there's intense targeting. You can get all the way down to like in promoting ingredients on a sandwich, right? You can control lots of objectives. There are a lot. You can gain audiences, you can retarget, you can click, you can awareness, you can do all kinds of stuff, right? Fully trackable. There's lots of metrics and information look there, like did the ad perform well as it looks against other ads? You know, what am I spending? How did it work? There's behavior tracking. There's bid type. You can say, look, I don't care. I have to have these people, or you know what, whatever. I just want to keep it low cost. And you can do custom audiences with ads. So let's say you have a database of thousands of customers who've given you their email address. You can go create ads that just ping people who have been your customers. That's amazing. You could take that same list and go Facebook. Find people that look just like this audience because they're likely going to like me, and you can send ads to them. So, you know, there's a lot to be excited about with lots of ads. So, you know, there's a lot to be excited about. There are lots of pros, but of course, we're going to talk about some cons. Okay. Here's some cons. And by the way, Which Way Chicken, you should eat there. You should order from there. The chicken is amazing. I love them. Okay. Now, here's the cons. Creating ads and running them in Ads Manager is really complicated. It is clunky and it is hard to interface. Okay. It's always changing, right? The engineers are in there all the time. And in fact, many people at the same time have different dashboards. So when I log into my Ads Manager and you log into your Ads Manager, it might not look the same because they're like constantly tinkering around, right? So it makes it hard to know what to do because their engineers are like always tweaking it. So the best practice is alter, and it's easy to screw up. Okay, let's face it. Facebook and Instagram ads might be powerful, but yes, they are hard to do. That's why most people outsource. Okay. Plus, here's the other thing. It is time consuming. It takes a lot of time to create an ads, to analyze that performance, to iterate and manage ads and keep that system running. That is why people literally make a career out of doing it, because it is hard to do and it is easy to mess up. So when is the right time to use ads? Okay. When you absolutely positively have to reach an audience, use ads. You have a new store opening, you're launching a new menu, you have a limited time offer, you're promoting an event, you need to build your email database, you want to get orders into your system. Those are all great reasons to use ads, right? But you know what else is a great time to use ads? All of the time, okay? You should have ads running literally every day, okay? Name a day of the week where you could use more orders. Okay, I'm sure that there's even a time period on Fridays and Saturdays when you are not at full capacity. That is why evergreen ads that just run to promote your business to a local audience are a good idea. They're just running in the background, trying to attract you new audiences, okay? You can get impressions and awareness on an ad for like really, 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 really cheap. Ads are an incredible way to get local reach, right? You just program them and they do the work for you. So what kind of ad should you do? Things that need promotion. What's the frequency? You should have an ad running weekly, okay? Your goal should be awareness. It can be acquisition. It can be retention. Ads align to all levels of the funnel, okay? And the audience you're going after is for all local people who would like your food or experience. Does that make sense? It does, right? I see lots of you popping in the chat there, so we'll come back again. If we're going along here and a question pops into your head, jump into the Q&A, pop it in there, and we'll get into the Q&A. Lana, let me ask you a question before we move on. I did this the other day on a webinar. People loved it. I did a costume change, right? Would you guys like it if we had a little miniature costume change here? If we made it a little bit more fun, if I had a quick costume change and I upped it from the Surf and Santa shirt, should we do a quick costume change? What do you think? Yes? Costume change? You can go into the chat and say yes or no, and I'll move on. Ralph's saying he wants a costume change. I'll make it quick too. You know what? Sarah's saying costume change. Done. All right, here we go. I'm going to pop off screen and come back with a costume change. Watch this. You guys will like this a whole bunch. All right. And it's done. All right, let's go. We got a costume change. I got the hamburger Santa hat on. Let's go. Let's rip into this. Thank you for believing in my costume change. All right, next. We've talked about ads. We now need to talk about an agency, okay? Doing your own ads is hard and it is easy to make a mistake. That's why most people don't do it. They're afraid to invest. They think it's too hard and they don't take the time to learn. When they've tried, they didn't get the results they wanted, right? Tell me this is you. This is definitely you, right? You've tried ads and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't like these results. So what do people do? They hire an agency, and honestly, agencies are great. I work with a couple of them. Okay. They know what they're doing because they've done it for lots of clients, right? They have the experiences, they know best practices, they're up to date on the latest and greatest because this is what they do. Agencies are great when you have robust needs. Okay. You have lots of locations and different things need to happen at different stores, and that makes sense. Okay. When you have a really complicated scenario of very intense needs, that is a great time to call an agency. I have a client with 5 locations, and we realized that each location, literally the audiences don't look alike at all. And different towns perform different ways. So we had to break up how we do our ads, and it just made sense to bring on an agency. Okay. Let's talk about the cons here. Okay. They can be really expensive. Now, I'm not saying they're not worth it. In the right scenario, right situation, they definitely are. But you need to have enough budget to make sense. Okay. So let's talk about these cons. Okay. They usually have a high setup and management and commission fees. So you pay to get started, you pay to keep going. And right, here's the thing. Some agencies charge 25% of your ad budget in addition to the setup and management fees, right? So you get zinged 3 times there. It is really hard to make that on a restaurant's marketing budget, not to mention the amount of time it takes to manage and report on these things properly. Plus, it still actually takes time to manage the agency and your goals. So even if you hire an agency, you still have to meet with them weekly or bi-weekly and go through all the stuff, right? Now, all that is assuming that you have a good agency. All right. It's a little bit of a luck of the draw out there. There are lots of people that claiming they can do it, and a lot of them can, but horror stories exist for a reason. They are real. By the way, did you know that Facebook and Instagram ad agencies can carry a special insurance if they screw up your ads? It is true. That's how often agencies screw up ads. There is insurance for it. Right? Somebody suggested I get it. It's also one of the reasons I don't want to get into Facebook ads because I don't want to screw it up. I know how hard it is. Isn't that crazy? Insurance for if they screw up your ads. It's not expensive either. I've heard horror stories of people losing $10,000 on ads because the agency put the wrong thing in there. You don't want that. Okay. So when should you use an agency? Okay. When your needs are complex and you absolutely positively have to reach an audience, use an agency. Okay, if you have different stores in different areas with different needs, when you need to run acquisition ads that go through like a messenger bot, when you need to convert from a customer lookalike audience, or you need to do pixel retargeting, you could do it all yourself. But if you don't have the know-how or an in-house person who does it, it is a good time to use an agency. Okay, I would typically use this around trying to get acquisition. So what is my content that gets people to click? What is the frequency? Well, it depends on what the campaign you're running is. Goal here is acquisition and retention. So bottom and funnel and audience. This is bottom of funnel. I'm trying to get people to follow me. I'm trying to get people to place an order, download an app, join an email blast, attend an event, whatever. Okay. And you can see here on an ad that one of my clients ran that we spent $2,000 and it was a messenger conversion. So we're trying to get somebody to go to Messenger to give us their email address. 64 cents per conversion. That's pretty awesome. 64 cents to get somebody's email address and phone number. That is pretty cheap, right? But we reached 92,000 people. So this works, okay? When you have complex needs, it is time to go to an agency, okay? You're with me? You're with me. Okay, listen, posting to Instagram takes a lot of time. Okay. You have to think of what to post. You have to get the right photo. You have to get the right video. You have to edit it all, right? Then you got to write a caption. You got to pick out hashtags, and then you got to post it, right? And if you're following along, you know that you have to engage. If you watch some of my other webinars, we talk about that. You also have to know when to put money behind your content that aligns with your goals. And we walk through some of that today. You know, how do you even know what to promote other than a hunch of what you think is important? Again, not what your customers want. How do you know what works? Okay. All of this is a lot of work. That's also why a lot of restaurants don't do it, or if they do a poor job. And that's why so many of them hire an agency. It's hard, right? It's hard. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And even when you've done all of that, it takes a lot of time to build a local audience. And that's what we're trying to do, is connect with people that are near our restaurants. Typically, people don't follow a restaurant on Instagram unless they've already eaten there or they have a plan to do it. That means that effort, right? It's not really good at awareness. Posting organically, it's good for retention. Those are people who have had an experience. So, how do you get awareness with your efforts on Instagram? How do you connect to people that live or work near you? How do you get them to find you when they're scrolling through Instagram? Okay, you do that with ads. And that is a whole other level of difficulty, right? So, how do you alleviate some of this? How can you actually use Instagram to gain awareness? The answer is you automate it. Doesn't that sound good to have it just work in the background like you got a robot or a team doing this for you? What does automation mean? Okay. If you don't want to learn how to do ads, or you just don't want to take the time to manage your ads account, and you don't want to shell out the bucks for a big agency, you automate your content and Instagram ads. Do you want to know how to do that? Is that something that you want to know how to do? Do you want to know how to make this all work in the background to just gain you a local awareness? That's one of those questions where I want you to go in the chat and tell me if you would like that. Would you like to do that? Would you like to have Instagram work in the background to help you gain followers locally? Ralph says yes. Everybody's going to say yes. Justin saying, of course. Everybody getting sure here is yes, yes, yes. Of course, you would like to do that. Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. You get software. You get software that does that for you. Okay. Here's the pros of software. It is cheaper than an agency, right? The content is created for you. The targeting is based on your business and your objectives, not your gut, not what you think is going to work. It learns in real time from your results, and it doubles down on what's working to optimize your performance. Teams of engineers always working to employ best practices, learn from restaurants, right? It is a simple interface, all the targeting options of Facebook and Instagram with none of the headaches. It reduces the time you have to spend on advertising to like 5 or 10 minutes at a clip. Doesn't that sound good? Doesn't it sound good to be cheaper than the agency, to have your content created, to have intelligent targeting, an easy interface, AI-based learning, to have it always be up to date and be time-saving? Doesn't that sound great? I'm going to assume the yeses apply here too. Okay. It would all be great. Now, what are the cons of software? Okay. Honestly, I am not sure there are any, to be honest. Be truthfully here. There's one software I know that is custom built for restaurants that makes Facebook and Instagram ads really, really, really easy. Okay. As of today, there are no custom audiences or no pixel retargeting with this software. So maybe that's a con. They aren't using all the available objectives that Facebook offers. Okay. But they're developing too, and those things are coming. So today you're not going to get all of it. But the thing is you can use this to automate ads with your own copy. What is this software? You want to learn? You want to learn what it is? Well, I'm going to show you, okay? If you don't want to figure out how to use Facebook Ads Manager, if you don't want to spend a ton of time managing and tweaking your ads and maybe screwing them up, if you don't want to spend thousands of dollars on an agency, check out Targetable. They make Facebook and Instagram ads really, really easy, push button easy, okay? And if you need a really, 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 really robust strategy, okay? If you need a really, really robust strategy, don't have the time to run the ads yourself, or don't have a dedicated person who can, I might suggest you use an agency. I'm happy to introduce you an agency if you have those robust needs. There's a couple I really like, okay? But if you can get by on a couple local awareness ads a month, spending just an hour here, setting up ads and looking at performance, check out Targetable, okay? I'm happy to make an introduction if you want to learn more. Do you want to learn more? I assume that you want to learn more, right? So when do you use Targetable? Okay, Targetable is great. It's cheap. It's easy. It does the work for you, and there are no hunches. Okay, it learns over time what's best for you. It optimizes you as you go along. You can like little small tweaks to your ads, like change the hashtag. You can turn off ads so they don't run in 3 a.m. You can like swap an image if you want. But you could run a new local awareness ad weekly and only spend like 5 to 10 minutes managing it. Doesn't that sound great? Okay, it makes all of this easy. It automates your social media marketing in a local area to get awareness. So what type of content should you use in Targetable? Well, Targetable will tell you which content's performing, but you want it around your top category usually. You should be running an ad, through Targetable weekly, like just have an awareness ad roll in the background for a couple pennies. You can use Targetable for awareness, acquisition, and retention. So it works at all levels of the funnel. That's great. And the audience is local. So this can take everything we've talked about and just make it work in the background. Doesn't that sound great? Does that sound great? It sounds great. I know it sounds great. Tell me it sounds great. Okay. Now, guys, I promise by the end of this webinar, you would know which content to use and how to use it on Facebook and Instagram if you want to acquire and retain more guests. I think we got that there, right? We did. We got there. You're way more equipped. I'm sure you have some questions though. So please, I want you to enter your questions. I see some already in there in the Q&A, and I'm going to be happy to answer as many of these as I can. By the way, it's a photo from about 2 weeks ago, or maybe 2 months ago. You can see how much longer my hair is, right? I know we went through this super fast. I know that we have Q&A, so go into the Q&A, okay? And I'm going to answer as many as I can. Now, while you're entering your questions into the Q&A, we have a couple things to talk about, including that special gift, I promise, okay? As far as the replay of this presentation, once we get the video of the webinar uploaded, somebody at Targetable will send you an email so you can go watch this replay. I know I rolled super fast, okay? That way you can review all this material. Does that sound good? Sounds good? Keep popping those questions into the Q&A. I see lots of them coming in, okay? Now, I want to ask you guys a question. We just spent 30 or so minutes together. I think it was a good experience, okay? We had a lot of fun. I taught you a whole bunch of cool things. I know we went like super fast and I threw a lot at you. I promised you would learn how to optimize your Instagram efforts so that you could easily grow a local loyal following and get your followers engaged with content. I think we did that. I know a way to make this much, much easier. Okay. You kind of already know what it is, but I just want to ask your permission. Are you okay if I take a minute to go deep on something that would make this a lot easier? Are you okay with that? Would you like that? Mahmoud says, sure. Ralph says, go. I'm getting some yeses in here. I'm getting some sure. You would like that. Shane says, yes. Okay. It sounds like I have your permission. I always like to ask permission before I go into this. So let's do that. Okay. Now, you guys know that I like technology. I consider myself a tech evangelist. It's in my LinkedIn bio. Okay. When I know tech will help you work smarter, go faster, and achieve results, I'm going to make suggestions that you use it. Check out Targetable. It is incredible, Chris. Okay. Targetable makes the headache of Instagram ads really, really easy and really affordable. It creates the ads for you, and all you have to do is go in and tweak them. You know, maybe you don't want your ads running on a Friday night because you're busy. Maybe you want to optimize for clicks to your online ordering. You can't do that with a promoted post on your Instagram, but you can do it with Targetable. I know lots of restaurants who only need like 20 to 30 minutes a week to manage their awareness ads using Targetable, and they're spending like $10 a day on ads. It's probably less than what you spend on toilet paper in your restaurant, okay? Targetable takes your audience, your data, your content, and it creates ads for you based on your goals. So here's what we're going to do, okay? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to launch a poll, right? I want to ask a question to you guys. Here we go, okay? Here's the question. If you want to automate your local awareness marketing through Instagram so you can focus on other things, use Targetable, okay? All right. It will make your Instagram awareness efforts really easy, especially after you work so hard to create incredible content, okay? I have seen lots of restaurants have success with this. They turn it on. It takes a few minutes a week to manage, and voila, you have ads targeting locals all the time and bringing them right to your online ordering, okay? Now, I noticed some of you guys are hesitant to vote here, getting some votes in, and they're talking about, I want to let you know something. Because you attended this webinar, and because you stayed to the end, and because you are a winner, because you are here to play your A game, I got Targetable to agree to give you a third off your first month. Okay. Yes, that is right. Okay. All you have to do is say you're interested, and I will get you in touch with someone there that can answer all of your questions about how easy it is to automate your local awareness. So question I'm asking is, do you want to learn more about Targetable? Okay. Yes. You can say, yes, automate my Instagram awareness now. This sounds amazing, Rev. I understand why this is going to work. You can say you'll take the slow road. That's okay. I gave you all the tools you need. You could say, Rev, I'm already using Targetable, and I'll give you the fist bump there. Okay. Or you can say you have an expensive agency. That's okay. Expensive agencies, like I said, there's a time and a place for that. So I want to know, okay, if you're not using an expensive agency, or if you are, right, do you want to have a conversation with Targetable and just learn how to automate this? Again, if you decide is the right thing for you, they're going to give you a third off your first month. Okay. You're going to get a third off your first month just by having a conversation. By having a conversation, you're not committing to anything other than thinking about the possibility of how you can do this and how you can learn more and be better at what you do and spend less money and be more effective. So I'm going to ask here one last time. Do you want to learn more about Targetable? If so, you can say, yes, Rev, please automate my Instagram awareness now. I want to take advantage of learning. I want an introduction. I want to talk to somebody right away. And I want to get $50 off my first month if I think it's the right solution. Okay. You can also say you're going to take the slow road. It's not right for you right now. That's okay. You can figure it out. You can go spend time doing ads manager. I told you how to do that. If you already use Targetable, I think a couple of you are on here. That's exciting. Or you can say I have an expensive agency and they're doing a great job. And that makes a ton of sense to me. All right. Last time I'm asking, do you want to learn more about Targetable? Just answer. Yes. Yes. Take the slow road, or you're already using or have an agency. There's still like 2 of you who have not answered. I love the 2 of you that not answered. I'm going to email you afterwards. God bless. Shane says he's already spoken with Targetable and there's no need for a reintroduction. I love it. Jody's saying slow road. All right, guys. Awesome. All right. We're going to end that poll. I love it. Some of you will get an introduction to Targetable today and you can ask all the questions. Here's the thing. True story. This is custom built for restaurants, but I've even used it for my own ads. They generate the ads with your own content, things you've already created, right? Your data and your goals. It's done just for you. Just go in and tweak them, and it's really, really easy. So, all right. I promised you a special gift. It is not the discount on Targetable. Okay, here it is. Okay, you never get a second chance at a first impression, and that's why your Instagram bio is so important. Okay, you have to make sure that it's put together just right, so when someone lands on your Instagram page, they are sure to hit that follow button. Okay, I have an ebook with more details on the subject. And because you stayed to the end, you're getting a copy. We're going to email you a link to download this along with a link to watch the webinar replay. You will read this ebook in about 12 minutes. And there are things that you can do that you can go make changes on today. This from reading the ebook to implementing the changes will be less than an hour. Less than an hour. In fact, once you read it and you do it, I want you to DM me on Instagram, show me your new bio, and tell me how long it took. Did it take you 20 minutes or 30 minutes? Anyway, thank you for staying to the end. We're going to email you this ebook so that you can go and learn how to have a perfect Instagram bio. Okay, now here's one more thing. If you like this webinar and learn something useful that's going to help you grow that local following, let's just take it to the next level. Okay. Join me in 2 weeks for a webinar that you're going to think is all that and a bag of Santa's cookies. Okay. How to automate your ads and grow a local following. So the things that we learned today in the second half of the webinar, I'm going to show you how to make that supercharge. Okay. Register for this webinar and you will learn about the easy button for social advertising. Hint, it's targetable. Okay. You're going to learn how to attract guests for only $10 a day. And you're going to get an ads plan that you can implement in less than 15 minutes. So everybody that said yes today, they want to talk to Targetable, I'm going to show you in 2 weeks how to make it sing. I'm going to show you how to make it sing the hits. Okay. You just go to bit.ly/local following and sign up for this webinar. It's free. It's in 2 weeks. We're doing it right before the new year. So you can think, you know what? I want to come out of the new year with a bang. It's cold, in New York City. Outdoor dining is still in question in a lot of places. We got to figure out how to deliver orders. Plus, it's January and people are going to be on a diet. You're going to need to know. Join this webinar. It's in 2 weeks, bit.ly/local following and register. Now, I said Q&A. Let's do it. Let's rip into these. Question is here is how does all of this change with iOS 14? Justin, that is a good question. If I was an iOS developer, I might not be wearing a Santa hat on a Zoom call with you. I don't think it's going to change much, to be honest. Ads and all that are going to do what they do, and the Instagram algorithm and the Facebook algorithm operates outside of any of the rules of iOS. And if there's rules that affect it, I assume that they're just going to go in and change them. So it shouldn't have much effect at all. I just upgraded to iOS 11 on this computer yesterday, so I'm just starting to learn. That. Okay, what other questions do we have? There's a whole bunch of you on here. What's up, Michael? I see you on there, MJ. What's up, Shane, Sarah? Anybody else have a question they want to ask, or did I either did two things. I either answered all the questions, right? You don't have any, right? Or I left you so confused that you're just I don't know what to ask. So I'm going to give you a minute here to pop some more questions in. All right. Chris is asking, I don't know where to get started. Perfect. Okay. I would tell you which one of these things are you already doing? Try the next one. So if you're only posting to organic and you've never promoted a post, take $5 out of your wallet today, promote a post and see what happens. If you promoted a post and you're not sure what it did, take $10 out of your wallet and go try an ad. Okay. If you've done that, you've done those two things and you don't know how it's going to work, I'm going to introduce you guys to Targetable. You can go ask them what that's looking like. So I've done these in the order. And if you're like, look, I've tried all these things and I really want to go to the next level, email me. I'll introduce you to an agency. I work with an incredible agency. They do great work. So if you don't know where to get started, go in order the webinar. All right. Looks like I've answered everybody's questions. Guys, I'm super grateful. Look, you can get me on Instagram. You can get me on LinkedIn. I email you directly, so you can reply to me with email. Jody was emailing me this week asking questions. I've been talking to Shane and Sarah all week. So if you have questions, do it. If you're watching the replay here, okay, you can just reply to Targetable and ask questions if you want to sign up. Ralph, I'm grateful. I'm glad it worked out for you. So guys, listen, if you ask to be introduced to Targetable, I'm going to do that today. If you're watching the replay, there should be an email address that you can email me at. If you want to talk to Targetable on how to learn about automate your ads, you can do that. Please make sure you sign up for this webinar, bit.ly/local following. This one is going to take everything that we learned today and just put a shine and a sheer on it and make it shine and star. Guys, thank you for joining today. I'm really, really grateful for it. Make it a great, tasty day.
Advertise smarter with Targetable.